And now today we want to talk about AI agents and all about artificial intelligence and what's in it for us as Substackers. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me, Yana.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Um, so artificial intelligence and agents. We just recently had a major update of Chat. Actually, it was the second one. First, it was the agent mode, and now we have GPT-5. What's your impression? Have you tested it?
Yeah, I want to talk more about agents for sure. I think that is the big, a really big improvement that we're going to start seeing everywhere. ChatGPT 5 to me was really disappointing
Really?
based on the,
What?
yeah, I have not really seen improvements other than not having to pick, which I never really picked anything. I just used 4.0. Yeah, I guess I was expecting more. I think I was comparing ChatGPT 3 to 4. 4 to 5, it answers faster, but other than that, I didn't see much.
Yeah,
How about you?
but yeah, um, I do think that it provides more accurate answers compared to the Ford model in a way, especially when it comes to reasoning. When I ask it about strategic topics, like for example, when we start discussing things about strategy and like long term ideas and things like that, I think it's a little bit more accurate. Um, it's not it's not inventing new things like it was the fourth model. But other than that, yes, I think it's very close to the fourth model as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely better. I think I was just hoping that it was a little more, but uh, yeah, I'm
Oh,
excited to try it out more.
yeah. I still think we're very, very far from you know, the general intelligence point where
Yeah.
where we have like a full autonomy and where I would expect to be able to talk to AI as if you're talking to a human, basically.
Hmm.
Because right now it's a little bit, I am talking to it, but it's more like agreeing with me on almost a lot, a lot of topics.
Yeah, I recently had a post about that. The confirmation bias of AI,
Yes.
because everything that you say, it says, that is a great point. That is an awesome idea. You are so smart. And
Yes.
it you can't trust that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I also noticed that. So I need someone I needed to challenge my ideas basically and to give me some new angles and not so much agreeing on everything that I give it. But yeah, it's
Now,
definitely
amazingly, that's
yeah.
something that I found ChatGPT and Claude to be very, very useful. Even adding a post in rough draft before it goes live and just say, tear this down. Like, what are the main things I'm forgetting? What are the main, challenges, or what assumptions am I making that,
Yeah.
yeah, almost, if this was a terrible post, what are the reasons? And it breaks it down for you. It does a really good job with me, at least.
Yeah, well, basically, yeah. Now that you're saying this, just today I had a conversation with it about outing strategies and what would be the use cases and all of that. And
Mhm.
it was a different topic basically, but it came up with an idea that it could help me figure out how to optimize my posts so that they get listed and quoted in the artificial intelligence search engine
Mm,
answers, which it calls, kind of a search engine optimization, but for AIs,
yeah.
for LLMs. And it name it not SEO but AEO,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
answer engine optimization. Um, and it gave me pretty interesting things, which I see for the very first time. I have been talking to ChatGPT a lot about that, and that's the first time that I get such a structured answer and with a very specific, with very specific and very things we should do in order to improve our articles so that we can get quoted in the results of the search engine. Like, so I can actually check it now. It was in the context of some completely different conversation. It was not about
Oh,
specifically
wow.
search optimization, but it came up with a product idea that you could
Huh.
build something like that and help people actually get listed in the AIs. But and it was very specific. So it was like so yeah, I can actually say it what exactly what this is, and I think it's going to be interesting for most of us writers
Yeah.
um out there because yeah. So first thing is to to have something like an answer card, as it named it. I just found it. So answer card, that would be a summary of your post where you put your major topic like in the form of a question, and then a very short and summarized answer, which is basically
Mhm.
summarizing your whole article. And then how to steps, like bullet in a form of the bullet points,
Mhm.
which are also very very short summary and the condensed the essence of your article. And then also you should have a short section with frequently asked questions
Mhm.
um, at the end of the post, and also it asks for sources. So you should basically similar to those scientific articles at the end of the post. So you should have
Oh, that's a good idea.
sources,
Yeah.
links, and things like that. Like, for example, if you have mentioned things in your article besides the fact that besides you listing or linking the source inside of the article, also some kind of a summary of the sources at the end of it with the links.
Yeah. That's a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. And also the title should be written in a way that it basically solves a problem. So it's all
Mhm.
oriented towards problem solving in a way, because that's what the AI is searching for when somebody asks a question. So they are basically searching for an answer of this question.
Mhm. Yeah. No, that's a good idea. I've been researching a lot too about because I a lot of what I do is also with a humanitarian aid organization, and
Yeah.
probably 150,000 people visit our site just organic every
Mhm.
month. So as that's changing, I've been researching a lot on how can we keep the organic traffic when Google's moving towards AI mode and AI search. And
Yeah.
it's exactly what you said. And I think something that because I've been getting a lot of subscribers lately off of Claude, just which is random.
Really? Yeah.
And it's been pretty cool. But I think it goes if if you're putting out content as a creator that's just, hey, ChatGPT, generate an article, copy, paste into Substack.
Yeah.
It's gonna be it. I don't think it's gonna reach because
No.
there's probably 20 articles out there that are going to be very similar
Yeah.
versus a creator that goes back and forth. Hey, I don't like this. I like this. Or what are some other approaches I can have? Or hey, I got these sources from Notebook LLM. I want to combine these sources. This is this is the approach I want to take.
Yeah.
AI can still do 80% of your article, but it
Yeah.
has your own unique skill set and your unique touch in there. And
Yeah.
I think that's the key. Um, and a lot of the tips that you've shared, that's awesome. I'll start trying that.
Yeah, I also, so I knew that it's searching for high quality content and high engaging content, which is basically human content, and the way that you um, present your ideas. And I also know that it has to be like more on the longer side, so that
Hmm.
it can be also listed. So very, very, very similar to classical search engine optimization, actually.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Except you
but
can't you can't just play around by adding a ton of links on there like you could before.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I didn't know that it's actually searching for some kind of a condensed summary, like this, TLDR kind of too long didn't read type of,
Hmm.
paragraph.
Yeah. Are you still there? You may have frozen. All right, I'm gonna take one of the questions that I see in the chat. Can you all still? Oh, there you go.
Oh no, I'm
Hi.
here. Yeah,
Hello.
just
Oh, you're here. You're here.
yeah, my phone went kind of. It's good that I have two phones now. It's heated again because I put it on the charger, and so I had to
Oh,
switch phones now. All right, so yeah, I'm here.
okay.
So
Awesome.
sorry for the interruption. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, great, perfect. Okay, so yeah, what was I was saying? um,
And you were talking about SEO and how, yeah, quality is really what matters.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't expect to for it to search for those condensed summaries and also Q&A type of thing like question and answer. It's really I was really curious. I didn't know that, and I kind of found this by myself that actually the more you use AI, the more it gets to know you. So it
Mhm.
also helps for it to start recommending it. Like for example, I use predominantly ChatGPT, so I started getting subscribers also from ChatGPT, but never from Claude, for example. But I don't
Huh.
use it as well. And now
I
you
use I
say,
use Claude.
yeah,
I use
exactly.
almost only Claude. That's so funny. And most of my subscribers come from Claude.
Yeah, so I think that's also kind of I think it's a factor for this. So
Hmm.
it depends
That's really
how often
interesting.
you use it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So
Because
make sure you
otherwise,
say thank you every time you get an answer. Just say thank you. Oh, that's funny.
mm, yeah. After all, it's kind of it's a machine, but also intelligent machine. So uh, yeah. Okay. So it's really interesting. So Joe, I also always wanted to ask you, what about agents? Um, And this new agentic kind of mode of ChatGPT, have you tested it?
Yeah, I think anybody who's on this call needs to needs to open ChatGPT and Chest AI agents. That it's not, don't expect something that's gonna do everything for you right now, but it does enough to show you what is possible. And as this is version one, as this keeps advancing,
Yeah.
it's gonna be incredible. Um, some of the main things that it can do, for example, I just the first time I tried it out, I needed to go to a store. I was going to get my wife a watch, and it was an expensive watch. I wanted to see if I could find a coupon or a discount, and it's hard to find discounts sometimes for some of these weird stores. So I just said, "Hey, look for a discount coupon for this and this store in this location." And I was driving to the store, and by the time I got to the store, it found a coupon from a weird website, and it worked, and it saved me some money. Um,
Yeah.
but it can actually do a lot. One of the use cases that works really well for me now is I set a prompt where I wanted to analyze the top commentaries about AI and about leadership from Reddit and from other um, communications posts, Discord, and I wanted to look only at the past 7 days,
Yeah.
look at those top posts, look at the top questions being asked, take that, combine it into one summary of the top 5 problems that people are trying to solve, and then
Yeah.
generate it for me. And you can set it at the bottom of it to where it's a task that runs every week. So every Monday, I get a notification as I'm starting my day that my review of the industry and top problems is ready. And then I take a lot of those ideas to write posts. And it does
That's
a wonderful
amazing.
job.
That's amazing, yes. That's really, really great use case for writers.
Yeah.
Definitely. But do you use it in Claude or ChatGPT?
I use it in ChatGPT. I've tried it in ChatGPT. So something that I'm something that I've been have you done MCP stuff any?
No,
So
no.
MCP is what allows Claude or ChatGPT to connect with usually Zapier or N8N,
No.
one of them, and then
Yes,
it
those
connects back.
AdSense that you have. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So for example, one of the things that I do in Claude is whenever I have a new post that comes up,
Yeah.
it triggers an MCP within Claude that calls, it generates a summary of my post, and then it sends it over to LinkedIn, and it posts it for me under my name with a summary of my post and links it back to. So those kind of things, if you're jumping between platforms,
Yeah.
um, if you wanted to send you an email, or Claude does well with that, but
Yeah.
the AI agent that ChatGPT has, where it can just go to different things and do search and correct itself when it's going in the wrong direction, that to me is amazing. I mean, one of the biggest things that I think applies to everybody here is competitor analysis. Just, I think everybody should just go in there and try, say, this is, if it doesn't know you, then explain it. This is what I do. I want you to do a full competitor analysis and provide a SWOT analysis based on all the information gathered and create a report for me. And just let it go and just see how it does. And it's really impressive.
It's impressive, yes. Yeah, it's amazing. It can do an amazing job. But tell me, so how, let's say you're posting on Substack, so it takes your post automatically and summarizes it, or rewrites it and puts it in a format proper for LinkedIn and then posts it on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, and it also will download my picture, my thumbnail picture for my Substack post,
Yeah,
save it, and then upload it with the post into LinkedIn as an image. So there's no outside links.
yes.
Um, and it's done really well
Yeah.
for me.
My God, yeah, I should start using Claude more often actually right now. Right now I'm
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a, like kind of a dinosaur, the dinosaur or from the previous era, like something like that. Because you know what I said that because I also wanted to have something like that, but I did it in a completely different way.
Mm.
Because I haven't found the proper way to connect Substack with AI yet.
Hmm.
So I do it, the old in the old way. So I take my post manually and put it in a Google Sheet. But you could always also do it with a Airtable or something like that.
Mm.
And then I have a automation in make.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, with 5 or 6 agents. It now has agents
Wow.
actually. Yes,
Huh.
agents. So you could build agents in make.com and they look like very, very similar to what I'm already building with custom GPTs.
Hmm. Yeah.
And yeah, and you can feed it with a lot of different data and train it in a different way for specific tasks, and let it run autonomously. So I built this. So it takes my post and this automation, because of the variety of the agents, can generate different types of posts and several posts, which are written in the language of the specific social media platform, and then puts places posts some posts for me, like on X, on Threads, on Facebook, on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, and
That's awesome.
also Pinterest. So it takes my image as well and posts it as an image without an external link, of course.
Hmm.
And it's happening automatically, basically, and I
Yeah.
love that. I love that.
Yeah. If you want to try out MCP, I had a post. My post actually from Monday actually walks through what I do for AI research. And one of the level that three that it talks about is using Claude and MCP, and it'll summarize it, create a dashboard, save it on my desktop, and then email me the link. But yeah, it's my advice to anybody who's dealing with artificial intelligence is don't wait until you understand something to try it out.
Yeah,
Just try it. Just
that's
just
great
play with it.
advice. Yes, yeah,
Obviously, don't go ahead and give it your credit card information and ask it to buy something, but
yeah.
start small. But yeah, just start trying it. I think that's the first step.
I think so. Yeah, yeah. You can learn a lot from just doing stuff.
Hmm.
It's the best way to learn. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I have to test this cloth. I have to start using it now. Yeah, I just recently started using Perplexity, by the way.
For
And I
research.
also, yeah, I wanted to talk about and ask you, what do you think? Because people say that Perplexity is more about kind of for deep search and better in the search results. But actually, when I compare it to ChatGPT and its function with the deep search, I don't see any difference. I actually find ChatGPT to be better in this.
Yeah. Yeah. So I see the question on here. What's the difference between Perplexity and Claude? So
Yeah.
Perplexity was for a long time, and it still is. It's a good research tool.
Mm.
When ChatGPT and Claude didn't really have a good online search feature, like when Claude or when ChatGPT would only go until April of last year in how much it knew of the internet. But now those Claude and ChatGPT have caught up so much that it really doesn't make that big of a difference.
Yeah.
The only thing with ChatGPT, and how do you get around on deep research having ChatGPT just rely on a random Reddit post versus on like do you give it sources to follow or no?
No, no, I just make sure that I write really detailed prompt with a lot
Oh,
of
the prompt.
context.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And also make sure that you choose the reasoning model. But now with GPT-5, I think we anyways
Yeah.
have that already. Yeah,
The
because
detailed prompt I think is the key.
yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, and since we are here, uh, what are your best practices about prompts?
I j- to me, I I treat a lot I say I have um my AI team is I have an AI that does research, that does
Love
uh,
that. Yeah.
but to me, design, I use Notebook, not Notebook, Napkin.
Napkin, yes.
And that I do use Notebook for so my workflow is I'll I have a double tap back of my phone. This is the entire thing. I double tap on the
Mhm.
back of my phone, dictation comes up, and I'll say, I've been thinking about such and such team. It'll take that and add it to my to-dos as a potential topic to write an article about. Then when I
Okay.
come to it, I'll go to it, I'll put it into Notebook LM. Have you used Notebook LM much?
No, no, no.
Okay.
I tried it, but I don't really. I mean, I didn't like it that much.
Yeah. I one of the things that I like about it is it's really good at pulling sources for
Yeah.
things. So I'll ask it, give me sources on this. And once I have a set of 10, 12 sources, I'll feed those into Claude and I have a project that goes through all my steps. And then I end up with the article at the end. Um, to me, the prompt, when I think of a team, I don't even think you think of an AI team, just think of any team.
Yeah.
If you want your team to do what you're wanting them to do, you're going to have to give them really detailed instructions.
Exactly.
And I feel like if I just say, "Hey, write an article," and I say that to my intern, they're going to do whatever they want to do. But if I say, "Hey, write an article about this. This is the voice that I want it to be, research. I want you to use these sources." Then they're gonna come up with something that I want. And it's the same with AI.
Yeah.
If it's not giving you the answers you're looking for, you're not asking the right questions.
Exactly.
Just like you said, the prompt is so it doesn't have to be, there's no magic, like, to me, there's no magic formula of you have to tell it that it's doing a good job, and then you tell it, put on a hat, and you have a
Mhm.
master's degree. And I think you just have to explain things well
Yeah.
and then refine it.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah. So what I found it's very similar to what you say. So I tend to treat it like my employee
Hmm.
or person in the team
Yeah.
but not any person, and not for sure not some kind of an experienced person. It's as if it is a brand new person in the team who doesn't know anything about the company or the business, or it could be a great expert in the field, like for example,
Yeah.
a great writer or a great marketer or a great researcher or analyst, or whatever the field is. But when it comes to the task, and this is something I know from leadership, no matter how much experience you have, when you have a brand new task, you're a beginner level, so you need to
Yep.
learn. And then that's the role of the prompt. That's basically that's what you need to give as instructions to the AI to make sure that it gives you quality work.
Hmm.
And it's really important.
Yeah.
We have questions, by the way, lots of questions.
Oh,
Yeah, so um, highly sensitive woman is asking, what do you mean by getting subscribers from Claude?
no. So I get new subscribers, and then I look the source, and the source is Claude. So at some point, somebody searched and found either an artifact or found I have a bunch of artifacts on Claude. They all link to my publication. But if they ask for a question that is solved in one of my articles, then that they're gonna if they click back to my article and they subscribe, the source is gonna be Claude.
Yeah,
And I get probably 2 a week from Claude,
that's a
and
lot.
not from ChatGPT. So I don't think ChatGPT likes me very much.
I got from ChatGPT several already. I didn't count them actually. I have to check. I think you can check in the actually you can check in the sources of your subscriptions in Substack.
Hmm.
In the settings in the traffic tab, and there when you scroll really a lot I think it's in the referral or in the search type of traffic, then you'll see also
Yeah,
artificial intelligence and search engines listed much like Google actually,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and Yahoo.
yeah.
Yeah,
I had DuckDuckGo send me a subscriber recently.
yeah, I have that too.
And,
I have that too.
oh, that's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
have a lot of questions.
Yeah, Yvette says what I didn't like about Claude is it doesn't save your memory.
Mm,
Every time you have to explain. It's annoying.
yeah, yeah. So I have a lot of projects for different things. So I have a newsletter project, and when I was using it, it depends on who you are. My project for my like a new article,
Yeah,
it's about 7 pages of instructions of what I wanted to do. So
yeah,
in ChatGPT and custom GPT, it would just get lost after page one.
yeah,
Plot is a lot better at following really long instructions. So when I start a new task, it'll reference my instructions and go through point by
yeah,
point.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I use custom GPTs with ChatGPT
Yeah,
because of that.
yeah.
True. Yeah. But actually, I have quite the opposite experience lately with the new model of ChatGPT. It now has, I don't know why this happens. So now it has such a strong memory that it remembers things from previous chats that I don't want it to remember, even though.
Oh, that's really funny.
So yeah, I mean AI, you have all kind of all kinds of experiences. So there are pros and cons. Even though I started a new chat, I don't know if this is a book or something like that because I deleted the previous chat and I started a new chat, but it already remembered my conversation from the previous
Oh,
chat and it
wow.
was already biased by it.
Oh, that's funny. I knew somebody that added to the instructions of their GPT, be critical of me, but they were being so mean about how bad their articles were that they turned it off because they were getting sad every time they got an
Yeah.
answer.
No, yeah, I'd love it to challenge me with my ideas, but if you ask for criticism, you get some pretty
Yeah,
good criticism for sure. Yes.
yeah.
So Gabi is asking, um, you can also get subscribers from ChatGPT, not also Cloud. Yeah, Cloud. Yes, I also. Um, what people use the AI as search engine, the AI runs through Google and other search engines too. And they find, I think they have internal, so they're not necessarily using Google and other search engines. They have internal resources basically of data
Yeah.
and they search within them. It's not using anyway. So and that's important basically because actually when it comes to search engine optimization, if AI was using Google and other search engines, then it would be enough to optimize for those search engines.
Yeah.
But it's not.
And Google's not going to give them access to that.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, just like if you try to use, for example, this is a funny example. Try to buy jeans from Levi's with
yeah,
AI agent, ChatGPT AI agent. It does not let it. A lot of sites are building stops to not let any scraping or AI or
yeah,
agents. So yeah, if Google's not going to let other organizations
yeah.
profit from their search.
Of course, of course. Yeah, Gabi says that what if your posts are under the paywall so AI cannot access them? That's a very good question, actually. Maybe Gabi refers to what I shared with my conversation for optimization for search engines, because yeah, it explicitly told me because it knows that I'm running a paid newsletter on Substack. So it told me that all of those things that I have to keep on the free part of the post so that AI can access it. But even if your entire post is actually behind the paywall, AI can still read your title, your SEO title and description, which is in the SEO settings. And that is only if you enable AI training on Substack.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, Gabi, I hope that helps. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at paid views of your posts, you're only going to get them usually within, like, the big peak is within 2 weeks
Mhm.
of you posting, sometimes not even that long. So you can even, I mean, I think you get a lot more gain by having more visibility on your posts if either put the paywall, midway or 1/3 of the way, or
I
disable the paywall
always,
after a few months.
yeah, I always try to have enough free content
Yeah,
above the
exactly.
paywall. That's really
Exactly.
important. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not only about the search engines, it's also very important for conversion rate because if you don't give any context or information to free subscribers of this post, why would they think of upgrading anyways? So it's
Yeah.
really helping
Yeah.
to sell more.
Yeah.
So Gabi is asking, I think it's for me this question about I think it's about the automation that I mentioned. Is it an agent between ChatGPT and Zapier? It's actually an agent within make.com. So make.com is an automation platform similar to Zapier, which now has the ability, it has a feature in it too. So you have the ability to create agents and to use them in the automations. Um, Another similar platform alternative to Zapier is, as far as I know,
Yeah.
N. Yes. But it's much more technical, so you have to write code there. It's really, uh, yeah. So more questions.
Let's see.
Yeah. What type of agents are you using with ChatGPT? Can you give more specifics? Maybe that's for me. Yeah, so I have my custom GPTs, and I have one for long form writing, which I trained on my posts and on my style. So I have a training workflow where I extract my voice and tone and style and a lot of things like traits of writing and
Hmm.
um, pretty much everything that describes my writing. I think there are 9 or 10 elements, so it takes me about 1 hour to run 5, 10 posts through ChatGPT and extract descriptions of how I write, and then I use those descriptions to train a long form writing GPT that writes like me. That's one GPT. Then I have another, which is for writing notes, which is also trained by with a lot of data that I collect from notes that are with more than 100 likes from creators with smaller audiences and people that are not writing about politics, so that I make sure that the data is clean. And it writes me some notes. It helps me really a lot. So I can, because of that, I'm able to post more than 10 notes per day, and it takes me just 15 minutes. I have one for writing my headlines, also trained with the data with headlines that have a lot of engagement. I have one for writing call to actions. Another one which is writing emails.
Hmm.
And yeah, pretty much. So those are, I call them my minions.
Oh, that's really good. I may steal that.
Yes, yes. So
That's
they're
funny.
really amazing. It's a great team that I have, much like you, basically, Joel. And yeah, I use the very same workflow because the way that you create an agent in make.com in a night automation, it's exactly the same as if you create a
Hmm.
custom GPT, and you can
Yep.
upload training data and everything. So
Yeah.
definitely, and it's very, very simple. Everyone should try this, I
Hmm.
think. Yeah, difference between Perplexity and Claude, I think we answer.
Yeah.
Do you save an article, all of your articles in Claude? That's for you, I think.
Yeah. So what I do is, and there's another question about my 7 pages of prompt, and there
Yeah.
that's together. So I have what I do is I have my top article, my 7 page instructions that I have on Claude. It's essentially there's about 1 page that's all my standards on headlines and examples and everything else. Page two is subtitles and SEO requirements that I have, quotes, sources, and so it goes through my entire thought process and it guides me. So when I say yes, I like number four, okay, then it goes to step number five. Okay, I like this. Okay, no, I don't like this. I want to add this. So, and within this, those 7 pages, I have two or three of my top posts that I feel like really reflect my tone, my voice, my approach. And that is part of those 7 pages. And it references that every single time it provides something. So I don't upload every single post, but it is connected to the RSS feed of my Substack. So every time I upload a new post, it knows that I updated a new post, um, and reads the title and the basics.
And that's an amazing way to do it. It's really helpful. Wow, you have so much questions. That's amazing. Um, yeah, do you have an archive of your articles in Claude? I think that's something that you already answered, actually. Yeah. Okay, what are the three questions you both ask AI for creating a prompt to provide value to target audience? Um, well, okay. Uh, so, uh, yeah, maybe I wouldn't ask AI to generate me prompt without any context. Or if I do, I would give it a lot of context. But generally, if you want to have a very, very, at least that's my experience, and Joel, maybe you can share as well. So you have to have basically enough context about what you do, actually who you are, what you're doing. If it's not trained, if it doesn't know anything about you, then you have to give it that context. And that training comes from a lot of, so the more you use it, the more it gets to know you. So if you don't use that much AI, then you have to give it some context, who you are, what you're doing in the context of this conversation that you're just starting. And then also if it is a post you want to write for your audience, then you have to give it also some descriptions of your audience. And I usually give some problems that my audience have and some fears, frustrations, goals, aspirations, things like that. Then I give idea like context for the post that I want to write. So what's my, because it basically writes a post out of my idea. I never ask it to invent, new stuff. I always just use it to automate the typing stuff, but out of my ideas. And then I give it some instructions for formatting and output. Like for example, don't give me dashes or emojis, uh, and things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, what else? I'm sure you're gonna add some things. Maybe you say that.
Yeah. So something that I do is I I I I have hotkeys saved within my computer. So if I type 3 letters, it links to a certain prompt and it'll add a prompt. So for
Yeah.
example, I'll add one of the posts that I just published on here. It's a free post, everybody can see it. But it has I have in there what hotkey I use for my confirmation bias hotkey. So whenever I have something that I really want to make sure I'm not just convincing myself of that I'm right, I
Yeah.
have two keys that I press and it automatically adds a 3 to 4 paragraph prompt on, how do I just double check this, play devil's advocate here, and then that's essentially my confirmation bias. So if there are things that I keep asking over and over every time, like my visual, this is how I want my thumbnails to look. I
Yeah.
save those prompts so that I don't have to rewrite them every time. I can just click two letters and it'll add them for me.
Yeah, yeah. I always use that technique. So it's basically you have to show it examples. Don't describe what you want, not so much, but show it examples of what you want to get.
Yeah.
And usually more examples, at least three, I would say, but the more the better.
Mhm.
Um, what about podcasts? Um, yeah, I mean, for podcasts, so I have cloned actually my voice using the professional service of 11 Labs. So now I can simply write and give it to it, and then it generates me in my voice, human speaking,
That's awesome.
which
That's awesome.
which I use for my podcast. But yeah, but if you want to lead a conversation, I also created a very funny um, custom GPT, with which is so I have all of those. All of my minions are available to my paid subscribers.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
it's yeah. So it's really funny. It's gonna ask you very. It has a pinch of sarcasm, but also a lot of humor, and it's a really good companion to create your own podcast with it. It is gonna ask you some spicy questions.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you have to get creative.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Gabby also asked you, Joel, I remember you mentioned Notebook LLM for sources. How does that work? I haven't tried it.
Yeah, I have a post coming up that goes in depth about that. But essentially, the two things that I use Notebook LM for a lot is sources. So I wish I could share my screen, but when you open
Mm,
Notebook LM, it'll say discover sources in the top, and you click on that. It'll show you all the sources that it recommends. You can unclick whichever ones you don't want.
mm,
Um, but one of the main things I like about that is it'll then take those sources and create a mind map based on those sources to show kind of where things fit and the whole connection between all the sources. So when there's some, I don't use it for all my posts, but when there's something that needs a lot of research, I like to use Notebook LM for that.
yeah, yeah, that's great. That's really great. So Elias is asking, I think it's for me. Can you give us a sneak peek at the elements you use? I think it was about training my custom GPT. Yeah, so those are or 10 elements on my style voice. Yeah, I don't remember them all. I have them written as instructions. I also, unfortunately, we cannot share the screens, or I cannot even open on the phone the training of my custom GPT so that I can share. But yeah, um, it's a yeah, I wish I could. Maybe I can share something in when I publish the live video,
Yeah,
the description. Sorry for not being able to share more. So thank you for sharing the details about the agent, Yana. Okay, thank you too for
there
being
was a
here.
question
Yeah,
about a little further up about artifacts, like Claude artifacts.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I I have in this site, I pretty much publish all my artifacts. But to give you all a sneak peek of what I do, I create these for my subscribers. But this is a free one that you can access anytime. But this is an example of an artifact that I've created to help people take their current skills and develop a 6 month plan to essentially upgrade their skills for an AI driven economy. So that there's a lot that you can do there.
yeah.
It's different from custom GPTs, but
It
I
is.
think it has its use cases.
Yes, yes. No, for sure. I'm also trying to find some time to test it like in detail, because I also know that with Claude, you could actually create other and integrate other apps like natively, which is something that you cannot do with ChatGPT
Mhm.
in the custom GPT. I mean, you can do, but you have to write code for that. While in Claude, you can do it like like even without any code,
Mhm.
which is really convenient. So you could create some kind of automations within Claude, like the ones that you mentioned, Joe, as well.
Yeah.
And it's really
Maybe we
helpful.
write a maybe we co-write a post, Yana, on
Yeah,
step by step on
I
how to do
think
that.
we should do that. Yeah, yeah. There's so much interest on those things. Yeah. So this question is for both of you. How long did it take you to build your AI team? Uh, Joe, how about you?
It it takes a lot of trial and error. Like at first, I think there's levels. Level one, just choose ChatGPT or Claude and just do everything on there. Um, but then that's like, to me, that's like using one intern that's studying business and having them try to do your accounting books. Different tools have different strengths. So, for example, when it comes to design of a lot of all the designs that you'll see in my posts, I do them mostly through Napkin. Um, and then I do artifacts in Claude. Anytime I do code, I generate it in Claude. ChatGPT does all of my thumbnail images. So it took a few months, but the part that's hard about AI, and it's the thing that almost a warning for everybody. To me, it's kind of like a race. The minute that you feel like you've made it and you stop running, the whole world and everybody else is just going to run past you, because
Yeah.
things are moving at such a fast rate that you have to keep, like, ChatGPT agents come out, play with it, learn its strengths, because yeah, right now I'm using Claude for most of my builds, but ChatGPT may have surpassed Claude, and I may need to upgrade my team. So if I'm still running my team, I mean, if I'm looking to hire somebody in real life for my marketing team, one of my in my job descriptions that I post on Indeed, I'm going to be looking for somebody that has AI knowledge. It's the same thing. You have I have a team, and I'm sure Yana does too. But like Yana was talking about using Make.com to upgrade her workflows. It's a constant evolution that you have to be in. You don't have to be doing the latest and the greatest, but you constantly have to be looking, how can I improve? How can I improve?
Yeah, I have very similar answer again, because I don't have really any specific time that I can share how much it took me to build that team, because I'm using AI ever since it
Hmm.
went off like 2 years already or more.
Hmm.
So the moment that
Yeah.
OpenAI announced that, I started playing with it and never stopped actually.
Hmm.
Yeah, so many questions. So, Perplexity also goes through podcast if they are published. Yeah, that's a good point. For general audience, do you use data from your podcast too in your prep for articles? I do use, yeah, I do. So when I do a podcast, I extract the transcript out of it, and then I use it to create articles. Yes, I do that. And it's really accurate. Yeah. What else? Yeah, you shared your, I think that's you shared the articles. Thank you for the artifacts. Yes. Please do. That's for us writing the co-post, I think. We have to write that. Yeah. Um, yeah. So your personalized growth plan is amazing, Joel. That's
Yeah.
from Gabi. Uh, yeah, I haven't even figured out clothes yet. Me too. You're not alone. But I'm just I'm with ChatGPT. That's why I love talking to Joe, because I always learn new stuff about clothes and
Yeah.
things.
With
Yeah.
one point with just any AI, to me, it's, you can get from here to here in 10 different ways using 10 different tools.
Yeah.
And we're coming to the point where whether you use Gemini, Claude, ChatGPT, the difference in the results is going to be minimal usually.
Yeah.
So don't feel like you have to become the world's biggest expert. I had a note recently that really outlined, don't try to become an expert in this one tool because that tool may be irrelevant in 2 years. Become an expert in AI, become fluent in the AI ecosystem, not just an expert in ChatGPT,
Yeah.
because then you're going to be able to use whatever tool fits your needs at a current time. So don't feel bad if you're not a Claude expert. If you can get your stuff done with ChatGPT, just use that.
Yeah. I would only add that it's never too late. Actually, I feel that we are just starting now
I
with
think
the
so.
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
I think step one is just being interested in learning more. And I think everybody here in the chat is so thirsty to learn more. And I think that's requirement number one to be able to be successful in the next 20 years, whatever you're doing.
yeah, I think so too. Amazing. So we're almost 1 hour and then I have to go because I have another meeting. Unfortunately, we have to stop, but I think we covered all of the questions and that's great.
Yep.
That's really, really great. So for all of you in the chat, in the live now watching, please make sure you subscribe to Joe. He has an amazing, amazing publication. And yeah, Joe, I think you have a promotion right now. Maybe you can share something.
Yeah, for sure. I have a promotion for essentially $35 for a year subscription.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
get access to all the artifacts. You get access one-on-one DMs with me for any insights that you need or any questions that you have, and then access to our chat network. So everybody's welcome.
Excellent. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining to all of you. And
Yeah.
yeah, just in a bit, I will publish also the recording so that you can watch it if in case you missed something. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank you,
Joe.
Yana. Have a good day. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye
Bye.
bye.